Hello everyone. I'm starting my live stream on my Instagram as well. Okay. Hello everyone on Instagram and on Zoom. It's 9 a.m. in Miami, and I don't know what time is it in your place. Hopefully, it's not 2 a.m. So, how are you guys? Who can hear me? Is everything okay? Everything all right? You can turn on microphone when you're speaking. Okay, can you hear me like good? Like everything okay? Okay, perfect. And today I'm gonna remind everyone that I have a class. We're gonna talk about concentration and deconcentration during freediving, and I want to explain the difference between concentration and deconcentration. When it's the best time to use one or another. And okay, let me pin my screen so I can record my screen. Okay. So I'm gonna explain you concentration and deconcentration techniques. Probably you already had the class with Alexei Molchanov. He was explaining what deconcentration is, but why I want to focus on this topic, because during freediving, actually you combine in these two different states. Yeah, sometimes you need to use concentration, sometimes deconcentration. So first I want to I want to talk about each technique separately and remind you what concentration is, what deconcentration is. And you will refresh this in your memory, yeah? And then I will explain how I'm using it during my dives, especially during the competitive dives. Okay, so first, concentration. So, if you were in my class, previous class about meditation, it is a concentration, because you concentrating, you focusing on something one feeling in your body. Yeah, it can be breathing, it can be moving, it can be feeling of the water. For example, when you're going down or swimming, you can just feel water like the touching your body. And this is concentration on something one. Yeah, you can switch during the concentration on one feeling, then another feeling, and back and forth. It's normal, just not too fast. You should be focused on something one during the concentration. That's why it's called concentration. That's why it's called meditation. If you distracted with something around, like noises, like music, something else, it's not really concentration, because you distracted, your brain is distracted. And sometimes you really can't focus because of a lot of noise and everything around. And in this case, it's really useful to know what is deconcentration, because you want to be kind of focused on your dive, for example, yeah, but you don't want to focus to all these noises and everything around, maybe some people talking, maybe music playing, maybe something else. So the concentration is when you absorbing everything at the same time. It's not only one thing. You kind of concentrating as well, but you're concentrating on everything around. Yeah. So one of the techniques, like how to practice deconcentration, is you can just use your hands for that. You can do like triangle or just 2 fingers or anything. So you just have to see your 2 hands, and while you moving your hands off your focus, you still have to absorb your 2 hands, if it makes sense. So here you can see your 2 hands. Yeah, I will use fingers. Okay, I can see my 2 fingers. And when I'm moving my fingers to the right and left at the same time, I still can see both my fingers. So, and when it's like, I will show it like this way. So when it's still here, like that, I still can see both my fingers, both my hands. I'm using like wide vision for that. So, and at the same time, I can see my laptop, I can see even you guys who have turned on the camera, I can see plants around, I can see pictures and stuff like that. So this is deconcentration, okay? So when you're concentrating on something, if it will be my hand, for example, yeah, I will absorb my hand or on my finger, only one. Deconcentration, I'm absorbing everything around at the same time. I don't know if Alexei was explaining about sounds, how to deal with sounds during the deconcentration. I will explain you as well. So the technique is kind of the same. You starting to absorb those sounds first that noisy, that has more noise, yeah? And you focusing on one sound, another sound, and you're trying to you're trying to absorb more and more sounds that come into you, and you your goal is absorb all the sounds at the same time, like evenly. Yeah, so you hear all the sounds, everything around at the same time. So this is if we're talking about sound, because sometimes you need the concentration with your closed eyes, and with your closed eyes you're absorbing sound. Yeah, because it's especially useful when you're competing, and it's like unlikely situation when people talking too much, or it was some, I don't know, problem, or someone did like really cool dive right before you and people still can't calm. Yeah, so sometimes it's happening and you already on the line and you getting ready to go diving and a lot of noise around. You just can close your eyes and just absorb all these noises the way they're not distracting you. Yeah, so you just accepting all the noises, but you're not focusing on one noise, because what's gonna happen if you will focus, for example, on someone's talk, your brain will start working and process this talk. You will start to participate in that talk. This is bad thing, because before you dive, you should stay focused on your dive, not focused on someone's talk. Yeah. And that's why the concentration is very useful when you have a lot of different distractions. But if you don't have any distractions, you can concentrate only on one thing. So you can decide for yourself in this particular time, like you need concentration or deconcentration. So for example, when I'm before my competitive dive somewhere deep, usually I have 3 stages before my dive. So first stage is just a regular meditation right before my dive. It's like usually about like 20-30 minutes before. I'm just sitting like on the platform or close to the platform, and I'm just closing my eyes, I'm absorbing my breathing and nothing else. So usually it's about 10-15 minutes just regular meditation, absorbing your feelings around, and that's it. And also, when you're doing meditation, when you're really focused on your breathing or touching or posture, you really not absorbing everything else. So it's like it's helping you to calm your brain, to be less attached to everything that's going on around. So this is first what I'm doing. Second, I'm starting to do visualization, visualizing my dive at the same position as meditation, but I'm going from regular meditation to visualization. Visualizing, it's a kind of meditation, but it's not really meditation, because your brain is starting to think a lot, because visualization is a lot of thinking, and you just planning your dive. It's more like programming, because when you're doing your visualization, you're making the plan what's gonna happen in the ocean. So you visualizing how you entering water, how you're moving, what you're doing, when you're doing your mouth feel, if you're doing mouth feel, when you have to pull the rope, or when you have to kick last time, or something like that. So you just visualizing like before the dive. This is my stage that kind of connected to meditation part. Then I'm on the line, and on the line, it's usually the best is deconcentration, because on the line you have safeties around, you have people on the platform, you have a lot of things going on, and usually they trying to be quiet, but still you can hear some noises from the boat or from the shore or from somewhere else, and you just have to be unfocused. So it just have to be full deconcentration, and you hanging on the rope and you breathing. So like if you don't have any distractions at all, like on the rope, the best of course is to concentrate on your breathing. But if you have any distractions, deconcentration technique is the best. So you have to you kind of absorbing everything that's going on around at the same time. So it's a second stage, and usually it's deconcentration. And the third stage is entering water and going under the water. And during the dive under the water, for me, it's concentration. So on the rope, I usually focusing on my mouth feel, or on my movements, or my technique, or what exactly going on underwater. I don't know if any of you using deconcentration techniques under the water, but I tried a couple times, and I'm kind of I can't go to that feeling of deconcentration under the water. So maybe some of you can do that, but under the water for me, it's the best is the concentration. So in deconcentration, I'm using also for static breath hold. When, for example, in the pool, I'm doing the static breath hold, and people coming, for example, children's, and swimming in the pool next to me and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to absorb. If I can hear them, I'm trying to absorb everything at the same time. So the deconcentration technique is very, very useful when you have any kind of distractions. Okay? So do you have any questions so far, guys? Feel free to turn on your microphone. It looks like we don't have any questions. Okay, so let's practice one more time concentration and deconcentration. Okay, so concentration, you just sitting normally, comfortably, and you can close your eyes, you can start breathing, and you just have to absorb your movements of your belly when you're breathing. So belly breathing is the best for us, and you can put even your hand on your belly and feel rising and falling, like rising and falling when you're breathing. This is concentration, because you absorbing those movements that in regular life you never absorbing. So you're usually breathing unconsciously, and when you're focusing on the breathing, you're absorbing those things that you never absorbing in a regular life, because usually you're thinking a lot about everything. So this is concentration. I want to remind you guys that concentration also you can use during your any daily activities. For example, when you're washing your dishes and you're thinking about your movements, how you're washing your dishes, will be concentration. Will be meditation. And you will clean up your brain, and you will be nice and calm after that. And if you have any problems in your mind, they will go away. If you running and you thinking, like focusing on your steps, like how you running exactly, it will be meditation. If you going to the gym, hopefully they will be open soon, the gyms, you can concentrate on your muscle movements, and in this case also you will be meditating, you will be concentrated on that feelings. Okay, so now we're switching again to deconcentration, and try right now to close your eyes and focus on any sounds that you have around. Any sounds. So probably you can hear only me, but if you're using headset, you can remove your headset and try to concentrate on the sounds around. I mean, not concentrate, like deconcentrate. so you have to absorb all the sounds at the same time. So for example, I'm hearing right now my air conditioner. I hear my coffee machine that is like still doing something. I hear some neighbors like doing something, like maybe walking, or I don't know, it's like weird sound. And I hear the car from the window and something else. So like all these sounds, they come into me at the same time. Yeah, so this is deconcentration using the sound. And now if you close your eyes, you open your eyes and do again the technique. So for example, triangle, focus on this triangle and move your hands out of you, and you still have to see your hands even when they fully on the right and left side, like fully open. You still have to see them, and make sure you see everything in between. So you can see your laptop or phone or iPad, you can see your hands, you can see walls like around your apartment or whenever you are. This is deconcentration. and you can be in this state also pretty long time, and in this case your brain also kind of resting, because this state is not hard state for your brain, and it's similar to meditation, but it's not meditation because it's you absorbing everything around at the same time. But it's very similar feeling. It's very similar benefits that you getting from meditation and from concentration and from deconcentration. Benefits are similar, almost the same. I have a question here. Let me read it. So here, if I understand correctly, concentration, the difference between concentration and deconcentration, it's like, imagine you in a restaurant. There are many conversations happening around you. Concentration would be focused in one conversation, and deconcentration is listening to all ambient sounds of voices together. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Alexia, yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yes, in the restaurant or in the school or anywhere where there's a lot of people talking, you have this like ambient sound if you're not focusing on any particular sound. Yes, you're totally correct. But if you will focus on one conversation, you will be part of this conversation. So you starting to communicate with this conversation, because even if you're not talking, you will get this information from that conversation. But when you deconcentrate it, all this sound is just sound. It's not distracting you at all, and you can do something particular what you want to do. Yeah. Is anyone also have any questions? Also Instagram, you can ask me question pressing this button over there, question button. Here's the question, what I'm doing. I'm doing a live class about concentration and deconcentration for freediving. So if anyone has question or maybe something you wanna add, you can turn on your microphone. And just you can talk to us, to everyone. Okay. So it looks like we don't have any questions, and so we're gonna finish our class soon. And I just want to tell you guys that both techniques, concentration and deconcentration, are very beneficial for freediving. You don't have to choose between concentration or deconcentration. You just have to use that technique or another when it's more useful for you. Because yes, of course.
So typically when I dive in depth, I notice I have a tendency of closing my eyes and really focusing in on all the feelings of my body. But would it be better to start training myself to open my eyes throughout the dives, because it adds another sense, like another one of my senses? So not just like the touch of the rope and all that stuff, or no?
So I also like to dive without my eyes open. So I usually close my eyes, and I'm closing my eyes to be more focused on something. Yeah, because when you will open your eyes, you will have one more feeling, and you will be more distracted under the water. So if you closing your eyes to be more focused, it continue to do that. Yeah, so if you want to see the rope or like correct yourself, like you of course can open your eyes, or sometimes you need to open your eyes to correct your position like of your body, because you with the closed eyes sometimes it's not enough information for your body, and you like going down not like that, you're going down like this, for example. Yeah, but in my opinion, yeah, as more you focused on the water is better, because if you have too many things around, you will be kind of unfocused, and it will be harder, I think, for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But always you can try always different things and feel whenever it's better, how it feel better or worse, or maybe like if you will open your eyes, it will be like much better everything. So like of course in this case you can use that. But
what I typically do is I close my eyes up until I get to a feeling where I feel like I'm like very, very hugged by the water, and I feel like, okay, it's enough for me. Then I'll open my eyes. I'll look at my surroundings. I'll stay for a few seconds, and then I keep my eyes open to come back up.
Yeah, on the way back, usually I also keep my eyes open because I want to see the rope where I'm going to. If my eyes closed, it's harder because on the way back, because usually you do the strokes or something else. Like you can close your eyes when you're doing free immersion because you have the rope and you don't really have to look at anything, right? And on the way back, you can close your eyes. But if it's any other discipline, you really need to see like where you're going to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. By the way, William Trubich, he told me that he was trying to do with his no fins dives, eyes open and closed, with a like few seconds open, few seconds closed, few seconds open, few seconds closed, for the reason to use less oxygen.
Interesting.
Yeah, so why? Because when your eyes are open, your brain working a little bit more, and it's using more oxygen.
Okay. So those are really minor, fine details that will make a difference, like a few more seconds under the water or a few extra meters up. Okay, I'll try that this summer.
It's also an interesting thing, and I tried that. For me, it's a little bit hard right now because like on the way back, because like eyes opened and closed, and like it's interesting technique, but you really have to train. So he using that technique to navigate like where is the rope, and he's closing the eyes to consume the like less oxygen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna add that part of my training. So like, I'll go down maybe just like 5 meters, eyes open, eyes closed, then come back, then do a little bit longer, a little bit lower on the rope. Okay.
Yeah. So this it's also interesting thing. You can try that.
Things to have fun underwater.
Yeah. Is anyone has other question?
Yeah, I'd like to ask something.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. What would be a nice way to train the concentration when we're out of the water? When I'm in the water, preparing for a dive on the buoy, I normally use deconcentration, especially when I can dive in cenotes. I'm in Mexico, so when I can dive in cenotes, it's very peaceful, very quiet, and it's easy because there are some little sounds, the light, but there aren't many things that are distracting. So I like more like concentrating, like deconcentrating, and hearing the birds, looking at the way the light is entering the cenotes, etc. But like when I'm out of the water, I don't know, for example, doing some stretching, etc. It would be a nice place to deconcentrate instead of concentrating. How could I practice that on dry land, basically? That's the question.
Okay, so on a dry land, I will answer right away this question. On dry land, you practice in the same way as we did in this session. So you just trying to absorb all the sounds around at the same time. and you can use your hands to stay like deconcentrated, and you see like everything around at the same time. So this is the actual dry exercise. And in cenotes, when you, I know the feeling in cenotes. I was diving there, and it's very nice. And usually, you don't really have a lot of distractions there. And in this case, the concentration will work better. So when you will concentrate on your breathing, on your breathe up, like before you dive, or something else before you dive, it will be more useful because you don't really have distractions, and all this like sounds from birds or stuff like that. It's usually not distracting because it's like natural sound. It's like sound of relaxation. Okay. And only one thing that I was in the cenotes, and some people in the cenotes, they turn on the music in the cenotes. It was like very nice acoustic like sound, very beautiful. But for my dive, like for my dives, it was so distracting, very distracting, because your brain, when analyzing music, it's using a lot of work, like it's working a lot. It's analyzing music, and it's using oxygen, and it's really hard to unfocus, because in the cenotes, if you have only music and nothing else, it's taking all your focus on itself, like, and you can't you can't go away from it. And in this case, yeah, and in this case, I was asking those people, "Oh, could you please turn off the music? I can't do my dive." Yeah. So in this case, they also like concentration and deconcentration didn't work for me like at all, just because it was only one thing that you can focus on and you can unfocus. So it was really hard. Yeah.
Okay. I have another question. Now that you said something about the breathe up, I remember Alexei saying like a couple weeks back that when you think about the way you are breathing, you change the way you breathe. You either breathe more, generally you hyperventilate a little bit. So wouldn't be better, instead of concentrating on the way you're breathing, kind of focus on something else instead of focusing on your breathing, like what he does. He said that he does this body scan, and he's focusing on the body scan instead of focusing on the breathing, and so he makes sure that way that he's doing this couch breathing, very relaxed breathing, that obviously is done with diaphragm. Anyway, what's your opinion about it?
Yeah, when you're concentrating on something, it's the three main things that you can concentrate on. It's your breathing, but not the feeling of the air here. It's a feeling of the muscles. Yeah, so this is the first thing. Second thing, it's your body position. So it can be in the water like floating position, it can be sitting position. You can absorb your like spine, you can absorb like actual position. Yeah, you can even kind of see yourself from the side, like how you look like. Yeah, so it's like a whole position. It's a second thing that you can concentrate on, and it's very, very useful. And the third thing, it's a touching. So when you're touching the rope, if you're absorbing only touching, it will be also very beneficial. So you don't have to concentrate on your breathing or on your position or on touching, or you can choose what's the best for you. And in different situations, it's different thing is better. Also, you can switch between those three things. So you can concentrate at the beginning for touching, yeah. Then you can switch to body position to understand if it's like everything cool, and just like switch to that. And right before you dive, you can switch back to your breathing to understand if you're breathing like more relaxed. Yeah. So
Okay.
I didn't hear this class, Alexei's class, so I don't know exactly what he was talking about the changing of the breathing. I don't use that in my dives, so that's why like explain that part I can't, because I need to listen Alexei first.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thanks a lot, Andriy.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you for the question. And here another question from Alex. Any other techniques you use besides concentration, deconcentration, and visualization? I use a lot of different techniques for different things. So when I need to fix something or work on something, I use different techniques. So like one of my classes was about the mouth feel, and I like cold shower. It's also a technique that helps you to improve your mouth feel. So it's each thing is, you can tell that this is technique for something. So that's why so right now we're talking about deconcentration and concentration and visualization a little bit. So these techniques, they are helping you to do your dive, but other techniques, they also can improve something else. But it's like a lot of different techniques. Here I see Alex. Yeah.
I meant mental techniques, not just like life hacks and stuff. Mental techniques, maybe some mental exercises that that makes you more relaxed, more ready to perform.
So visualization, it's a interesting technique, yeah, that helps you to program yourself. Yeah, so like that's why I want to talk a little bit about that, because like this is very mental, and I will explain what exactly I'm doing in the visualization. So when you when you mentally planning your dive, when you visualizing your dive, you can visualize and plan all the steps of your dive. For example, you can close your eyes or something like that, and you will visualize that I'm entering water and I'm doing, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kicks. At the same time, I usually have like nose clip when I'm visualizing, and I'm doing also the pumps, like to equalize. And I'm counting this amount of the pumps. And I know that, for example, after 10 kicks, I'm around like 12, 13 meters under the water, and I need to do mouth feel. And I'm doing mouth feel during the visualization together. And then I'm doing the free fall during the visualization, and I'm planning each small detail of my dive. Each small detail. And I'm doing it approximately before my dive, like not later than 10 minutes before. So this plan, I still remember this plan during my dive. And if I'm planning it with a whole little details, my brain then doing everything the same automatically. So it's like you're programming yourself, and you under the water, if you did this plan right before you dive, you don't have to think about that. Your body will do it for you, because you just did this plan, and your body will follow this plan. So this is like a mental hack that you really can use. So you can even like program yourself like what exactly you have to do when you reach the bottom plate. You can just grab the tag, right? You can just you can grab and put it onto the hood or somewhere else. You can plan that during the visualization, and if you will plan it kind of correctly, you will do the same under the water. So this is like mental hack.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Any other questions? Maybe from Instagram? Some people saying that they like my posts on Instagram. Thank you. So if it's no question, you feel free to turn on the microphone and ask the question if you have any question. If we don't have any question, we're gonna finish it soon. I missed the webinar about mouthfeel. Is it recorded? Yeah, this mouthfeel webinar, I had problems with the sound on the recording, and I need to edit that video to post online. And I promise I'll do that. I just need a little bit of time. So like it's recorded, yeah, so I have it, but I just need to edit the video, and I was super lazy last week, and I just didn't finish that. You know this feeling, guys. Okay, it will be available. Okay, helpful. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your questions. And in 1 week, next week, I will do something else. I don't know yet the topic of my webinar, but Saturday or Sunday it will be next webinar, and I will share something else. Thank you so much for joining today, and have a good day and good health. Bye everyone.